Okay, either one of you two on right now, or you guys just not listening, or what? Josh, Belinda, hello. Okay, either one of you two on right now, or
There
you
you are.
guys just not listening, or what? Josh, Belinda, there we go. Now we're live.
Hello.
Okay, either one of you two on right now, or
Oh,
you
no.
guys just not listening. I gotta mute the audio. Okay, hold on a sec. Okay, welcome everybody. This is the Mardox Daily Live Chat with Nelson Buck. We have Josh and Belinda on. I'm going to be right back in 3 minutes, so just get in here and watch. There's a chat section. You guys can say hi and hello and all that stuff. I have yet to go get my coffee, so I'll be right back. I'm a little bit late, but honestly, we're going to do this. Right, Josh?
Well, yeah, sure, whatever.
Okay. Just give me a second. I'll be right back. Coming. I'm almost here. Okay, see? Honestly, I had to make myself a cup of coffee. It's one of those things.
I see.
That one. Turn the heat off so that we don't hear the fan running all the time. And let's get a browser up and going here. There. And we'll say it's... I can't write my own domain name. There we go. And still coming soon. So how are you, Josh? How are you doing?
Yeah, working as always.
Working as always. Yeah, we can hear the clickety click of the keyboard in the background there.
Yep.
Oh, we got a few people online today. A few people are actually logged in on Twitch, which is getting cool. We got Josh said he found out that Twitch was for gamers and not for videos. Is that because you never knew what Twitch was before, Josh?
Yeah, I never used them.
But you knew.
It's always been for gamers, but now other people are starting to use it too.
Yeah, for like bloggers and stuff. Not necessarily the short form bloggers, but the more 1 hour shows and things I'm noticing the longer spans. Yeah, Belinda, are you on Twitch?
I've been on Twitch for a long time.
Okay, you use it just for viewing, or have you actually published on it?
Well, I mostly view, but I haven't really done any live videos on there, just like, because I need the right equipment to. I've never had a reason to, because if I just made regular videos, I did that on YouTube.
Right.
But I did watch a lot of live stuff on there, just like I do YouTube.
Okay, cool. Okay, oh, that's cool. Yeah, now I see your usernames on here, Belinda.
Yep, I'm following you.
Yep, that's it. Well, the goal is this: we got to get 50 followers before the end of February, so that we can go to become a Twitch partner instead of just a Twitch affiliate. On Twitch, there's a bunch of achievements, and a couple of the achievements I want to achieve is the 50 followers thing. Then we need the 10 that actually attend the show. But the biggest one, and I don't have a date set yet, but we have to do an 8-hour show, an 8-hour stream. That's going to be literally a 9 to 5 job, I guess, if you want to call it that way.
My flu's getting better, so the last thing to go is just that little annoying cough, just like that every other. I can talk more now before I actually start coughing.
So you're talking about the part that every time I say something that you think is stupid, you go, right.
Oh, I do that anyway. But anyhow, no, but seriously, I had to go back to work. I had to start making calls because I can't, my cough at least I can control a little bit better now. So
yeah.
I gotta put bread on the table. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We all do. I don't know where Johnny is today. Johnny, I'm hoping he's doing good. He's usually in on the show, but he shows us being offline today. So, hoping. Oh, maybe it could also just be late too. I know he's got a lot of courses that he started.
Yeah, I mean he does have school and stuff.
I do have a topic for today. I do have one. And yeah. So with the announcements out of the way, yeah, 50 followers, and we're going to be doing an 8-hour show end of this week or end of next week, probably on a weekend or something, a Saturday Sunday show. We're gonna do an 8-hour stream straight. We're gonna get on here.
Well, Sunday's on the way, but I could do it any other day but Sunday.
Well, okay, we'll put a Saturdays, either this upcoming Saturday or the next one after. I'm not sure because I want to advertise.
That's fine.
It.
Just let me know ahead, and I'll be ready.
Yeah, cool. Because I want to advertise it to our members and let everybody know and give everybody a chance to be there. And
you're gonna do a one-day hangout on Twitch and
yeah,
kind of like just turn it on and leave it on and let it run all day.
Well, no. I do want to show. I might do my daily job, just doing work, and I might show what we actually do. In terms of changes, let people come in and say, I'd like to have this, I'd like to have that, and maybe actually do those changes right there live.
Yeah, it has like an interaction, right? Not that you're just watching.
We in the tech field we call those AMAs.
AMAs.
Yes.
Why is it called an AMA?
Ask me anything.
Ask me anything. Right. Gotcha. Yep. There you go. Well, Q&A is what I would call it. A question and answer session. But no, we'll talk about all sorts of topics. Literally be started at 9 a.m. and finish it at 5 and see how it goes. And I don't think I want to do too many 8-hour episodes, but but it's to get the achievement done to show that you're a streamer. Normally you're playing video games for 8 hours straight, but hey, we'll follow it. Why not? Add to our content profile.
Hell could play video games for 8 hours straight unless they have a good damn bladder.
Yeah, well, there's going to be bathroom breaks for sure. There's going to be bathroom breaks, and
I would hope so because I might explode otherwise.
I am going.
I would hate to hear that in the video game background in the video, and all you hear is fucking pissing into a bottle or some shit.
Oh, that's just gross.
No,
Come on now.
they do it.
See?
I know, but I could never get desperate like that. No, I couldn't do that.
I knew it.
I have been to game episodes where something similar to what I got here, where we did LAN gaming. Like you bring your computer and you play amongst everybody there, and I've seen guys pee into a jar like this.
I hate to see what they have to do for number 2.
I don't want to know.
I don't even want to think about it.
I don't want to know either. Now, for the record, that's not my pee jar. That's my penny jar. I put coins in there. And no,
it starts with a P, though.
And I don't have it because I did a peeing thing. I don't have it because of that.
Sure.
I cleaned out my basement when I first met Tina, and I found a few of these jars. These are old-fashioned syrup jars. And I kept one, and I used it for putting all my coins in. I think it's cool.
Just joking.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're all just joking.
It feels nice to be able to talk a lot more today without,
Well, some of us were thinking that you were getting depressed.
No, I was muted so I wouldn't be coughing during the whole show.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
I was being considerate. I couldn't talk a lot, I mean, I didn't even start back to work until like Friday. Even Friday, I didn't do much work. It was more today that I'm officially back to work.
Right. No, I gotcha. I'd rather see you there than not, that's for sure.
I still want to, join in. I could at least do that,
Yeah. That's it. Oh,
but the first week when I had the flu, man, the first week when I had the flu, I couldn't even get out of bed. That's why that first week I did miss the last 2. Well, really started on the 3rd, right? That's funny. I come home from, well, it's not funny, but I come home from vacation. Thank goodness, at least I was healthy for that. And not even 2 or 3 days after being home, and it was the first day back on Mardox that we were doing a live chat, is when I come down with this cold flu.
Yeah.
And I haven't had a flu in years. So, and it's like the worst kind this year. It's like the kind that lasts a lot longer than it normally would. Yeah. So for the whole week and a half, I was bedridden. And then you had the 2 days where you were doing snow removal, so you didn't happen to have a show, so I ended up not missing much.
4.
Right, so I didn't end up missing. It gave me time to recover without missing many shows. I might have only missed 2 shows.
Yeah, that's it.
So it all worked out,
Yeah.
What?
What? Huh? Who?
Oh, you're gonna have Wi-Fi tomorrow at your house. Okay, cool.
What?
Lauren said she's going to have Wi-Fi at her house tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I wasn't listening to Lauren. I'm sorry, Lauren. I'm sorry.
Today's her last day at McDonald's, apparently.
Oh, she's getting fired?
No, she doesn't work there.
Lauren.
Lauren, I was going to ask for a McMuffin.
Work there. I don't know.
Lauren, are you quitting your job at McDonald's, Lauren? Are you quitting your job as the official internet user at Mardock's?
Can you still bring me home a chocolate shake, please?
Ew.
Actually, I can't
I
have
like the
any
nuggets
milk
personally. I usually get the chicken nuggets over there. That's my
I
favorite.
don't get food over there. It's poison. I'll only have the breakfast, and that's like once in a blue moon. Yeah,
You know what I
but
get for breakfast over there, which most people don't like for some reason? I get the steak, egg, and cheese biscuits over there. I love those things.
no, just egg McMuffin plain. That's all, egg only. No, I can't have anything chocolate or milk yet, or it'll just make me cough. So I'm not ready for that.
No, I don't
Sadly.
get that either. I just get regular food.
That's it.
I usually don't even order this meals. I just get the chicken. I just go over and get the 20-piece nugget, and that's it.
Just a 20-piece nugget. That's all.
Yeah, just a 20-piece nugget. No fries, no drinks, just nuggets. That's all.
I used to get a 20-piece nugget and have all the dipping sauces that I liked, but I haven't done that in like eons.
I get the buffalo sauce. That's my favorite.
Did anybody get their Szechuan sauce?
There wasn't any of those sauces. It was barbecue.
But I've heard it sucks.
No,
It's
I've only ever tried barbecue, sweet and sour, honey, and honey mustard. They're the only ones that were around when I had chicken nuggets.
I'll tell you the one that's really good
Wow.
over there, though. If you really want the good food at McDonald's, they have the new the buttermilk chicken tenders. Those things are good. And the problem is finding them in stock. They're always sold out.
I think that's the one I'm looking for. Or did I look up the wrong thing?
I don't know.
Yeah, Szechuan sauce, McDonald's wiki. Trying to see. Yeah, here it is. I just pulled up the Rick and Morty ad for the Szechuan sauce from McDonald's. I'm a bad boy. There you go. Yeah, but I did have a topic today, guys.
What's the topic?
And today's topic, yeah.
Is what?
Yeah, I'm getting to
Come
it.
on, man. Gotta get it out.
I can't. I just can't. I can't do it.
Take X-Lax.
I was on a live chat. Well, not live chat, a webinar. Oh my God, I was on a webinar. I might as well have been at 3 Bible studies all at the same time. But it was a webinar, and one person came across and said, "Yeah, I want to start a website and I want to do this thing." And the host of the webinar, now this person is seen as an authority. His words were, "Oh, no, don't do that. It's already been done so often. So many people have done that. Don't waste your time."
That's not cool.
Yeah, it's not cool. And my first thing that came to mind, and I wish I was live with them on that show because I would have really dissed them. I would have really crushed that. Because, yes, it may have already been done, but who's to say that if it didn't work, who's to say it wasn't done, it failed because of financial reasons, the person's personality? It could have failed for 1,000 reasons. It doesn't mean that you have a product or a site that you want to start and it failed doesn't mean that you're going to do it and it's going to fail, And I see so many people getting told, no, don't start that. Don't get into that business. That's already all been done. Everything's been done. What do you guys think?
I agree with you. I mean, it depends on the person that's doing it. Some people can pull it off better. Well, I won't say pull it off better, but they do a better job with it. Or maybe it fits more their personality so they can run with it.
Yeah.
I've seen people fail doing the same method.
Yeah.
And succeed. So I would never tell somebody that. The only time I would tell somebody, if it's something that never worked for anybody that I know for a fact, like a really obvious lame,
I have to say it. Mailing those flyers out.
Yeah, like those chain letters or
that
something.
does not work, and I'm sorry if somebody.
Yeah. But if it's something that's feasible,
Yeah.
or even if there's even half the chance, I wouldn't tell them no.
That's right. That's it. Because it might not be something that you're interested in doing, but it might be something that they could make succeed.
Right.
How many times have you guys been told in your lives that no, don't do that? That's never going to work. You don't want to get into doing that. I'm sure Josh.
I've done 3 things that work for me that people said would never work.
Marriage, birth, and what else?
No, I mean in business methods that I've used.
Right.
The way I did certain things, and it didn't work for them, but it worked for me. So
yeah,
there you go.
That's it. What about you, Josh? Ever get told that you can't do something?
All the time.
All the time. Give us some examples. Give an example.
Every day, man. I mean, they tell me I can't do stuff all the time. That's why they call us. They call me because they hear the impossible and they're like, "Hey, Josh, is this possible?" And I'm like, and my answer is the same every single time.
Yes.
I say anything's possible with enough time and money.
Yeah.
Period.
Yep.
It's just a matter of how long you're willing to wait for the technology to come out, or you get the money. It's a matter of time and money, really.
A cure to cancer? Yes, there is.
You know what? There probably will be.
There probably already is.
We wait 100 years for it to come out, and that may take how long it takes. Well, it's either time or money, though, right?
There probably already is a cure for cancer. It's when they're going to get around to going, oh yeah, okay, we're not making any more money on it. Here you go. Here's the cure. Have at it.
Yeah, that's true too. That's probably some part of it.
Yeah, that's it.
As well.
You know.
But you get my point. I mean, there's in business school, that is the one thing we want to hear. Actually, the one thing you just mentioned on is like one thing they drive home in business school. The second somebody says, "Well, it's already been done, and it's already there's already too many people doing this," in business school they tell us, "Well, that means there's a proof of market."
Oh yeah, that's true.
Which means that means it works, because otherwise, why the hell would people be doing it?
That's it.
So if it is working, why not get in? It's like saying, well, there's already an H&R Block. Well, Jackson Hewitt shouldn't be around, okay? Or Jackson Hewitt, not vice versa, whatever. Yeah. Or hey, there's a Liberty. Wow, there's already a Jackson Hewitt and H&R Block. Why is Liberty Tax getting involved all of a sudden? If the market's out there, that means there's a proof of market. That means that somebody's making money with it. And if there's a lot of them out there, that means a lot of people are making money with it. That means the concept is working. The question is, can you market?
That's true.
Well, yeah, okay. There are some known scam things out there that people still tend to peddle, and I'm surprised that they even get away with it or still even exist. I can't think of anything off the top of my head per se, but like I understand if people are warning people against that, method or some kind of black hat or whatever method that people try to get away with. But most of the things that people are being taught, other than if you're buying like some scammy course, they do work to some degree. It depends how you implement them, and if you're taught to use them correctly. You don't lump everything in one pile, because like you said, everybody does it differently and has different success rates with it. Did the person on the webinar, like, what were they wanting to do? Could you give us an example?
Well, no, I'll stay out of that because the person is a member of ours.
I'm sorry.
In case something's said, I don't want to make the person think that, oh my God, they're talking bad about me.
No. Yeah. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to get you in trouble. I just figured you might be able to.
I'm kind of against the idea of what the person was trying to do. It is kind of, been overdone. But I mean, I wanted to tell the person that, there's thousands of businesses out there. I just did a search for the phrase. I think I can't remember what the phrase was that I wrote. What did I write for a search phrase? List of easy businesses to start. And in there's a website that says 25 businesses you can start for less than $100. And there's a whole bunch of ideas, and based on the fact that these sites, these ideas are listed on this site, 1,001 people have started this. But I mean, pet sitting, window cleaning, house painting. I mean, these are all things that are jobs that are all needed. But the first few are auto parts. Auto parts was an interesting one. A friend of mine wants to go on eBay. Excuse me, I got hiccups today. Excuse me. A friend of mine wants to go and get parts out of a scrapyard, window switches, solenoids for some of the internal electronics. The electronic parts that don't wear down. The auto parts that aren't exposed to the elements. The inner stuff that breaks down, and then somebody says, well, 20 years later, oh man, I can't find that part for my car. It will cost him $2 to go get a switch in a door for a window, up and down window. But he has to do the research to find out which parts break down, which one and which are needed. That's going to be his big research thing to do. When he finds out those two parts, which parts are needed and which break down the most and are needed, and puts it together, he'll go to the scrapyard and say, okay, I need a 1990 Ford Escort window solenoid for the motor. takes all of those out. He gets them for $2. They're sold usually brand new, let's say $95 or $150. He can sell them for $50. He makes $48 profit. So in terms of auto parts, yeah, that's a good idea. The next category down on this page says ClickBank e-products. And that's where I was talking to the other person. Becoming a ClickBank affiliate, it's been so done and so used up. Oh, Jesus, Belinda.
I'm sorry.
This wrecked our ears. The ClickBank affiliate programs have been used so much. They're probably still good, but I wouldn't bank my children's future on ClickBank.
Well, you see, that's what I was going to ask you. Sorry about the phone. That just
yeah, that's
can't.
fine. That's fine.
What was the webinar about? Was it learning how to develop a skill?
Learning how to start your own business.
Were they using a lot of ClickBank stuff? Because some people do that too.
No, there was no specific product set. It's just the person in there said they wanted to start something like a ClickBank affiliate page.
Okay,
and that's where I was like, no. But the person on the webinar didn't go like half and half. Yes, it's good. Yes, it's bad. He went right away to, oh man, it's overused.
I understand that. I understand what you're saying there. And I'm not trying to ask too many questions that give away anything. I'm just trying to understand, what the webinar was even like, what they were even doing the webinar about in general.
About how to start your own business.
So were they asking how we talk about here's some resources you'll need, to start? Were they doing anything like that, or were they getting more specific into?
It's a one webinar of 5. They're going to do 4 more episodes. And personally, myself, I don't think I'm going to go back to the other ones. Just for the fact that this person is so arrogant and thinks that he knows everything, and the people he's talking to live, he basically puts them down.
Oh wow, so, that's not good.
So as a webinar host, you have to be open and not crush everyone else's thoughts and ideas.
Yeah, there's a lot of newbies. I mean, they might be enthusiastic, and you're ruining that.
That's it. I hear they got $25 or less. 25 businesses that start under $100. Taxi service. No.
Depends on what city you're in and which country you're in, and
there's a lot more to it.
I will say you're better off going. I'll be honest. Nowadays, it's so expensive to become a taxi cab company. You're better off doing Uber or Lyft.
Yeah, well, that's what they're saying here is to join Uber or Lyft. Yeah,
but they're both expensive here either way.
Yeah. And there's other ones like TaskRabbit. If you're not familiar with that company, where you can get into doing tasks around the place. That's one that Nelson should be probably doing.
Yeah,
he's already doing that stuff anyways.
Yeah,
Well, what about somebody who wants to work from home? And they want something like a job.
There's lots here.
Yeah, there's lots of them.
Because you know why? There's a lot of jobs that are scams that work. I'm not saying they're not out there. Okay, yes, the half of businesses can be scams too. I get that, but I've always told my clients this: it's hard to find a work at home job, legitimate job. The only time that I've known people work at home, like even my older sister, they went out to a physical place and arranged to work at home. And or if you knew somebody I know of somebody who got hired at Apple to work at home, but he knew somebody,
Yeah, but hold on now. Work at home. Are you talking about stuff like Amway work at home? Or are you talking
about job, not a business where you pay in, but a job?
Anybody can do that. Just invent a business. You're doing it now.
Yeah, but a lot of people are not looking to invest into a business. They just want to make some income from home, and they run into a lot of work at home scams that are posing as jobs. Like
but that's what I mean. But that's what I mean. You don't need to go on the internet and look at a work at home job. You don't need to at all. First things first. What are you good at? What can you do from home?
Yeah, but if you're making up your own position and you have a business, it's your own boss. You're not working for someone.
I can tell you the biggest shortage, and it's not necessarily work from home all the time, but it's something you can get into working from home.
Right.
Meaning you do have to get out and actually talk to people every now and then. Like networking, but it's still a big.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we gotta wait on Belinda here. Hold on.
No, show's over twice so far.
I'm just kidding. Well, I can't say anything. My phone rings too damn much. But one of the biggest things I think is there's a shortage of, and I get this from clients all the time. In fact, there's just my phone. But the biggest thing, I know, right? One of the biggest things I see that one of the biggest shortages out there. Yours doesn't work. Some of us are actually in business.
No, but see, here's the thing. Yeah,
But-
I could start a business like I have now. But what about people who don't want to pay overhead? People who don't want to start a position. They just want to work for somebody, but do it from the comfort of their home because maybe they can't commute,
Yeah,
you know?
but then you're going to be prone. You are going to be prone to scam or pseudo scams.
That's my point.
Yeah, there's
it's hard to find a legitimate work at home job.
Yeah, but there's no getting away from it, because what is a scam now? Is it because you went to work for them and it didn't go your way, and then you got into conflict? And I had a person at their place do all the spell correction and grammar correction on our website. There was a misunderstanding, and then she screamed bloody murder and scam. I wound up paying her for her time, but to this day now, I don't do business with her anymore. Yeah, it was just a friction between our personalities.
Right. Well, here's the thing. It's
The
bad
biggest
enough
one
when
that I
these.
see. Yeah, I'll just throw this out there because I think that there's a lot of people would probably benefit from it. But one of the biggest shortages I see is I get a lot of clients that want U.S.-based virtual assistants, and they can't find them.
Yeah, that's a big
And
industry.
the ones that I do see that are out there, they're all busy. Every U.S. virtual assistant I know of is always slammed packed with work, and most of them charge $20 an hour or more.
Yeah.
Because they can.
Oh yeah, virtual assistants. I forgot. That's one of them. Yeah.
That's one of the fastest, easiest businesses you can get into, because if you walk into a networking group, there's a good chance you'll have your first client in less than a month.
There's two.
As long as you as long as you specify what your specific skill is, because there's all different types of virtual assistants, and you have to also, just like when you go for a job interview, you have to also prove your skill. It's no different.
Yeah.
That will always be the same.
Here's one that I know a lot of people.
Definitely say BTech savvy.
Here's one that I know that a lot of people do, and I've done it myself in the past: is scrap metal recycling. But the only thing is, you have got to collect up tons of metal in order to get $1 out of it. So it's like you need to be able to harvest or collect a lot of scrap metal, or know a lot of people, like a lot of garages where you can go to and get all those scrap parts, and do it. I know some people do it. They do make a pretty penny. One guy pays off his property taxes every year with it.
I got a company down here that comes out here. He calls me up every week around just to find out if we have anything new, because we run these properties out here.
Yeah.
We have stuff that's always getting taken out and stuff.
Yeah.
And we had a stove that they wanted $30 for me to dump it at the dump. This guy's willing to take it for free.
That's
Shit.
right. That's right.
Call him up.
Because that stove is going to give him $15.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's it. There's a lot of scam.
And the dump wants me to pay them.
There's a lot of scam tricks involved with the appliances. I've seen guys fill fridges with concrete, or fill the washers up with water. The washers with water is one thing. They get a truckload, 16-foot trailer, and they'll put 4 washers wide, clothes washers, and they'll fill it all with water. They bring him in, and then if they get caught with the water, it's like, well, we loaded this up 2 weeks ago and it rained since, so I guess they filled. But they get paid for the load of water.
The thing is, what burns me up is all these online businesses, half are legit, half are scam. You're going to run into that, whether job, business, either way.
Yeah.
But I hate when I've been in a few, like MLMs, for example, in the past.
Yeah.
Who would want us to false advertise that, it's a job, and then go and interview people like it's a job. And I refuse to do that. It's bad enough that we have to call up leads who don't understand the difference between a work at home job and a work at home business, and try to explain that to them. But it's worse when you're deceiving them, or taught that you should deceive them. It's only going to feed the stigma all the more. And, you see what I'm saying? It defeats the purpose.
To get into Amway, what happened was I went to a 7-Eleven. The guy at the counter at the 7-Eleven, not the corner store from where I was at. Most of you guys know what a 7-Eleven is. You hear people in here?
Yeah, we have one here.
Here in Quebec, we don't have 7-Elevens. They don't exist.
We have a few of them.
Yeah, but I went to the 7-Eleven, and I was talking to the guy at the counter.
Of course you don't have 7-Elevens. It would be in French instead of English.
It would be in 7-11.
See?
Yeah, that's it.
Would you have
So-
airport
so-
kid like ours do?
Yeah,
Kidding,
so I
sorry.
went in, I talked to the person at the counter, behind the counter, and I knew the guy, and he goes, "So what are you doing today?" I said, "Oh man, I'm doing upgrades on all these computers. I got this little job here, little contract to upgrade some an office computers," and the guy beside me goes, "Oh man, computers? Oh, that's great. I might have a job for you." He hands me his business card, and this is Peter Zohal. Hands me his business card. He says, "Come to the meeting tonight. You can meet everybody there, and I'm sure I got a job for you. I think you're going to like it. There's a lot of expandability in it." And I'm like, "Oh, hey, wow. I've only been in Edmonton for 2 weeks, and now I've got a corporation asking me to come join? Wow, So I go to the meeting, and it's a guy with standing up at a whiteboard going, blah, 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 business this, business that, blah, blah, blah. And at the end, he goes, and we call this business Amway. And I'm like, oh my God, I ever get suckered into it. And I went into Amway, and I was making $4,000 a month with Amway at one point. But God, I could not bring people in that way. I could not hand a person a business card and say, "Hey, come on in, come check it out," And that's where I learned all the tactics on how to manipulate a crowd into coming and spending time at a live webinar, a live seminar, and how to manipulate the crowd to keep them there, to not get them to leave, and going further as how to get them to purchase the product at the end, But there was a lot of manipulation, a lot of not lying but deceiving, in that kind of industry, and that's why I wanted to get out of it. That's why I wanted to get away from the deceptiveness. If you're going to bring someone to a seminar, tell them the seminar is for this. Are you interested? Show up.
I know, I hate that. That's another reason. Like I said before, I'm not downing MLM. For a lot of people, affiliate programs, MLMs, they're perfect because they don't have to be responsible for a lot of overhead. They just pay for what they need to run their business, and they just want, like to make some money to help their, car or something. Okay.
Yeah.
But for someone like me, that was a stepping stone because I wanted to do something much bigger.
Yeah.
And I like that, even though, yes, I'm responsible for my overhead, but it's worth it for me because I have control of my business more now, and I can help a lot more people. And I don't have to go to these seminars and, or be taught to deceive, or if I don't do something the way, I almost feel like I was back in a phone room. I used to be a telemarketer, inside sales rep. Now, I was the good kind. I wasn't the annoying or pushy, kind or anything like that. And I would not lie. Seriously.
So you were one of the ones that was like, "Hi there. I know it's 6:00 at night and you're having
Okay, well,
supper."
because I got hit on doesn't mean anything. Anyway, so, but I will not lie. I refuse to lie to make a sale. The day I have to do that is the day that I close up shop. I've always said it, and I've always meant that. But the point is that I want to be able to help people. I'm not going to have somebody tell me how to build a relationship with somebody, or that I need to deceive them, or or this or that or the other. I don't like people doing that. It gives the whole industry a bad name.
Yeah.
And so we have to take control somehow. There has to be something done.
Yeah, but to what extent? I mean, if you there's already so much stuff that's regulated out there. We got to be careful too, not to regulate everything, and I mean, there's always going to be scams. There's always going to be crooked stuff out there. You cannot get rid of it all because it's not necessarily a scam. It might just be a misunderstanding or a light level deception, which is not considered a scam, but it's marketing. But if we start to regulate everything at the government level, everything we do, we're not going to be a free country anymore. No one will.
No, you'd be America.
Yeah, that's right.
We're regulated
or
everything
worse.
we do.
Yeah, or worse.
No, I'm
yeah.
just saying that I don't want to. If I'm going to run a business, I don't want people censoring or like I might as well just be working as an employee for you then.
No, I know. But you're saying that people who want to start a business, they don't have a place to go to. There's no place for them to find out what is real and what's not a real job. Yeah,
that's why I try to educate them as a coach.
But like I said, I've hired people. I'm not a scam. I've hired people, and after a week, they thought I was a scam.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a misunderstanding. They got into their heads that I don't like this, therefore he's a scam. And it doesn't make me a scam. You see. A couple of the businesses that were on this list. One is Virtual Assistant that you guys mentioned. The other one I noticed was a social media management. I forgot about
Yeah,
that one.
I've
have to-
actually, yeah.
Please do not apply to be a social media manager or try to become a social media manager.
It
if you
is
have
a
100
headache.
followers.
It's a
Hold on,
freaking nightmare.
Hold on, Josh, what are you saying?
Sorry.
If you have only 100 followers, please don't market yourself as a social media manager because I'm going to laugh at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Work
If
up
you
to
don't
it.
have more followers than I do, I'm probably not going to hire you. And I have about 20,000 followers overall on social media.
But
Yeah.
remember though, a lot of people just collect friends, so that doesn't always mean anything either. People can just add people. Anybody can do that.
Yeah.
No offense, Josh. I don't mean that towards you.
I don't need somebody who has 100,000 followers behind them. I don't want those people because they're not going to be interested in what I'm doing. What I would like to have is somebody who can come in, who knows social media, and constantly just post stuff about what we're doing, as opposed to myself.
On there, I'm not going to think of you as a social media manager. Just saying.
Let's put it this way. I've been on social media for many years, okay? And I do have a lot of followers on different social media platforms.
Yeah.
However, I have tried my hand at social media management. It's a nightmare
It is.
because it is. Because even though, yeah, it works and
Hard to
yeah,
track
there's some good points to it, it's not worth pulling out your hair. You might as well just do your own thing with it because you'll actually get better results focusing on that than trying to do it across the board, because you're going to get people that like Josh can try. You know Josh, you could probably tell him.
Oh, yeah.
They're just sitting there like forgive me, I'm not trying to be mean, like a moron. And you're trying to help them with their social media and all that. It's like it's a nightmare. I mean, I have enough on my plate just being a regular business coach.
Here's one that I would never suggest to anybody to do, and Belinda is about to go ballistic on this one. Consulting.
I
do
consult with you,
consulting all the
Nelson.
No.
I consult with you as I hold the frying pan.
No, but Belinda, you know what I'm talking about, right? Everybody out there who says I'm a consultant or I'm a guru, you know.
Oh, that's what I wanted to touch on when he said about everybody calls themselves like a social media manager and they have like 100 followers.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to touch on. And we talked about this before. How many people today are taught to wake up and become an instant business coach or instant mentor or instant?
Me, I do that.
And they have no background at all.
No,
I hate that, because real ones like me and others that went through the war, have the scars to prove it. We don't take that stuff lightly.
Yep.
That's nothing to mess with.
Well, I give you an example. I'm doing my videos. I noticed, Belinda, you've been commenting. I'm starting to do my videos every day.
I know.
My little coffee club videos. I show up. Yeah, I got my coffee. Let's do this. And I had one person say to me, how long have you been a coach, or how long have you been a life coach? And I had to write back to him. I said, in the first video that I made in part 1, I said I'm not a life coach. But because I made 2 videos and they watched them, they went, "Oh, he must be a life coach."
I just
I
caught
would
up
be
on
the
watching.
worst coach you'd ever get.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I don't market myself as a coach. We market ourselves as a consulting firm.
Yeah.
But a consulting firm is different than a coaching firm.
Right,
Yeah,
there are 2 different things, and people get them mixed up.
Yeah, they do, and I like to clarify the definition
ahead,
on there
go
is
ahead.
real quick. If you have a coach, that means you're trying to get through some personal issue that's holding you back, so that you can break through that barrier.
Like coach mentoring.
The consultant does not give a crap about your mental issues. We don't care. We're only concerned ourselves with the analytics and the data and stuff like this. If you have a technical issue in your company, hire a consultant. We'll find that technical issue and fix it.
Yeah.
If you have a mental issue holding you back, hire a coach. You don't want the consultant, because we're not going to have the remorse for you.
Yeah.
Well, no, but there's also a difference between a business and a life coach. Life coach goes
Yeah, I
along
agree.
more of the emotional and mental. Business coach is almost a cross between a life coach and a consultant, in a sense that we do touch on some of the emotional issues. There is a crossover,
Okay, here she goes.
but we touch on, like, okay, this is what you need for your business. Like the A
But
to
when
B,
I talk to
kind of
business
thing.
coaches, they want to talk to people, and that's pretty much what they do. I mean, they just talk to people. Now, if you're doing consultant work, there's a good chance I'm going to want you to either fly me out to your location and actually see the processes, because I need to see the processes in order to find out what's wrong with the technicalities of your business.
Hey guys,
If I
guys,
do that-
hey guys,
oh.
guys, we got to be doing something good on here. We have 111. No, we now have 121 views.
That's good.
I don't know.
But see, the
Yeah.
consulting thing though, there's different types of consultant.
That's true.
For
Yeah.
what you do, that's the consulting you do.
Yeah.
I have been a business consultant where I talk to other businesses about a problem that they're having, but it wasn't on a technical side. It was just a different type of subject.
Yeah, it's coaching.
Yeah. Well, no, but consulting is consulting with helping their business. Coaching is more one-on-one. Again, it depends on the subject of the consulting and coaching. There are different types. So there's like different categories, and then there's subcategories of those categories. This is why a lot of people get confused, and it's understandable. But it doesn't help when people spread around everything and they're not even know what they're talking about, because then they're just interchanging the words, and then it's wrong. Like, I'm not a life coach, but I overlap to some degree. People could sometimes think I am because I overlap on the emotional to some degree, but there's still a limit. You see what I'm saying?
Cricket.
Yeah, I'm going to sign up to be a health coach because I think I got the body for it.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to be a gym trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
weightlifter.
Nelson.
Yeah, weightlifter.
By the way, Nelson, I only started watching all your videos last night because, like I said, I've been getting better with the flu, and I haven't really been able to sit up a lot until now.
Right.
To watch everything, because I have a desktop. I don't use a laptop or anything.
Yeah.
So, and plus, even if I had a laptop, I couldn't focus. I would have been able to focus either way. So I basically, as you probably noticed, I saw that you commented back on all the videos that I commented on.
That's another thing I'm doing. I'm trying to get back to commenting on people when they comment, because you guys take your time to comment on a post or a video, and it's like, oh, okay, great, you commented, bye. It's like, yeah, I should get out there and I should say, hey, thanks for commenting, or try to build that communication.
But I noticed you're going to be doing videos every day, so I will be watching them.
Yeah, cool.
And as you do them, just like I used to do before when you were making them.
Yeah, that's it. Well, these are going to be more simple videos, and I'm putting them together in batches. So I'll sit down and say, okay, I need to have this topic, group them together, and I'm going to do, say, 3 videos or 5 videos over X number of days. So at least now I got an idea of what I'm doing in terms of topics. But it's still a challenge. It really is like, oh yeah, I got to do a video this morning. Oh, okay, go get my second cup of coffee. And then this morning's messed up. I was recording, and then the phone said that it encountered an error. So I went back and listened. There was all video and no audio. So if you watch today's video, did you watch it, Belinda?
I didn't get a chance to watch this morning's.
Okay, well, watch this morning. At one point, I go, there's a jump cut. And if you watch my face, I'm going, oh no, come on, not again. And I lean into the phone, and it said a message on it. So I stopped it. I restarted the recording. It just turned out that my phone only recorded 5-minute blocks at that format. So
okay.
Yeah, so I kind of had to slap them together.
Well, I'm getting my next big check soon, so I will be getting a new computer.
Good.
And I will be starting doing my own live chats.
Good.
Like maybe
Yep.
mornings with Belinda or something.
Well, I do want to do the coffee. I do want to do the coffee club series on Mardox.
But whatever show you wanted me to do, what we call it, well, I don't do coffee, but coffee with Belinda or something, whatever you were talking about.
Yeah. Well, the idea was these mugs were meant for a coffee in the morning kind of thing.
Right.
We were supposed
to. I've been using mine for my hot tea and honey.
No, not you. Before you, way before you.
I know that. I'm just saying. I'm glad I have a Mars cup.
Yeah. When we came up with the idea of the Mardox mug with a person's name on it and the inscription, that was meant for a show we were supposed to do in the mornings every morning, 7 days a week. We get on at 7 a.m. my time, and it would go to 8 or 9, and it would just be talk about whatever, and we'd have a coffee together, and
right.
but we never went through it, and then the time never fit. Nobody got up that early, and then we went into the Mardox Daily Live Chat, and we did that one at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Well, like I said, I have the coffee mug. I don't drink coffee, but I drink tea with honey, to get me better.
Yeah.
So I've been using a cup for that.
That's right. That's right. That's right. As long as you wash it out, because it always gets all crystally inside.
Yeah, I usually wash my cups. Thank you.
Yeah, me too. I can't stand.
Can you microwave these cups without them
No
getting,
problems.
without the color, cracking or
No
anything?
No problem.
Okay, good, because I like to keep it looking brand new, but sometimes I'm too lazy
There's a reason why I'm going through Vistaprint with them, and I refused everybody else's cups. I do have other cups, like you say, you put them in a microwave and they tend to chip.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It's like the labeling that they use breaks.
And you don't want to get it in your liquid either. You don't want to get stuff in your liquid like.
Well, I
chemicals or
don't
whatever.
think it's toxic because the paints that are made with these are supposed to be food safe.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
See, that was my concern because I usually boil water on the stove, but when you don't feel good and you're feeling lazy, or you just need to quickly, heat up some water in a you want to do it in a microwave and just be done with it, and it's just. And sometimes I just want to be able to do that,
Actually, your microwaving water is actually less nutritious than boiling it. There are
I know, but I just wanted something.
There are microbes in the water that do survive boiling, and you need those microbes in your digestive system. Whereas when you microwave it, you actually irradiate them and everything.
And I know radiation in the microwave and all that. It's not that I do it a lot.
No. I'm not talking radiation that you're going to drink. That's bull. That's complete bull. Drinking radiation, that's complete bull. The radio waves that are of the microwave are no stronger than your Wi-Fi. It's the same kind of radiation for your Wi-Fi.
And we have a radiation specialist on the call.
Yeah, there you go. No,
actually, my secondary primary
okay,
specialty in the military was radiation casualties.
There you go. But what I'm talking about are the microbes that you need from water in your digestive system get irradiated. They get killed. They die from the irradiation. And then when you go to drink the water, you're getting no nutrients. You need those microbes in your body. You need them. They help with your digestion. They help with your gut. There's a lot more than just water in a cup of water. If we were, I've drank pure water, and it's disgusting. It's really hard to drink. It has.
I always drink spring water if I want cold water. It's spring water that I drink.
Yeah, but from a bottle or actual spring water that you've taken from a spring?
No, from the bottle.
Okay, well, chances are it's not spring water.
And it tastes better than my spigot water. Let's put it that way.
But spring water that they're selling in the store, and it's been proven over and over, even Pepsi, the water comes from a tap.
Okay, well, you know what? My concern is that I'm not drinking a bunch of junk and that it doesn't taste bad. Spigot water.
No, you are. Pepsi.
Filtered water, bottled filtered water, any of that stuff.
Pepsi gets their water from Florida, and because they pull so much water from the aquifer, it's been going down. They're trying to get the big corporations from stopping to take water from the aquifer in Florida because they're seeing the aquifer erosion. But that means that the water is coming from the tap. It's not coming from a spring.
So is that why some Pepsi bottles taste better than others? Some Pepsi drinks?
Probably. You know how many millions?
But I noticed since I've been sick, no soda tastes good to me except root beer. It's like everything else tastes bitter. I don't know why.
I just stopped drinking old dark colored pops because what you're drinking is phosphates.
I mean, Sprite doesn't even taste good to me right now.
No, I don't drink anything.
I've been living on the bottled water and Gatorade. That's what I've been living on. But no, what I'm saying is I won't drink my spigot water.
Josh,
my tap.
Josh, is Gatorade of any use to us?
Yeah, it's potassium and stuff. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it actually has electrolytes in there.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, right now, I don't know if you're familiar with the epidemic going on here in the U.S. right now. We have a flu epidemic.
Yep.
Yeah.
In addition to
the flu.
Okay, 1 second. And in addition to the flu epidemic, the issue with the Hurricane Maria that hit Puerto Rico, it wiped out one of the largest IV distributors right now. So we have a shortage of IV supplies in America right now. And one of the things the ERs are doing is they're actually giving people Gatorade instead of IVs because they don't have the IV supplies.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, a Gatorade is like a sports drink, but it's good. Well, when I
tell people for medical use, if you're going to use Gatorade, the best thing you can do, and when I was in the service, one of the things we used to do with the Gatorade at least, is there's too much sugar in most Gatorades.
Yeah.
They have another one called G2, which is a low.
Yeah, that one.
Powerade isn't much better.
The G2 one is really low calorie.
No,
it's like 65 calories for the whole thing.
Yeah.
But what I would tell people if you're going to drink Gatorade for medical use is a 50-50 mixture of water and Gatorade.
Yeah. The Powerade, that one I know. That one's just basically Kool-Aid.
It came after Gatorade. It
Yeah,
was just not that great.
There's no that one's not even the same class. That's a gimmick.
But
No, I mean, if you
but
want
when
a
you're
good
when
one,
you're
then
little
you wanna get
or
Red
you're
Bull, it gives
baby,
you
Hold on. One person at a time. What, Josh?
I said Red Bull, it gives you wings.
yeah, when you're a baby, sorry about
No,
that.
that's not a joke. I drink enough Red Bull that I can show you. I got the little sprouts.
I
in my
can't drink. No,
Oh,
I can't drink Red Bull.
Belinda, hold on a second.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, you keep cutting us off. Hold on a second. I drank so much Red Bull in the past that I can show you the sprouts of the rings that are starting to come off my back.
Well, I tried one Monster. I tried one Red
No,
Bull and
no.
almost got sick. It was too much.
They're gross. They're gross.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But I just don't drink my tap water. That's my because it tastes horrible. That's what my point is.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say was, when you're a baby or a child, you might drink Pedialyte to rehydrate you.
Awful.
I know,
Awful.
but as an adult, we drink Gatorade. Yes, there's sugars, and yes, it can cause diarrhea. But if you drink and I do exactly what Josh was saying. Add a little bit of water, mix it. That's exactly what I do. So I get the perfect balance. And now that I can eat foods, because I wasn't eating any food, I was just living on Gatorade and water. I went from rice soup to chicken noodle.
Okay, but hold on now.
Now I have a banana every day. That has potassium.
Yeah, but do you have a cold or did you have the flu?
I had a cold flu, the worst that's going around right now.
So you had a flu.
I rarely get. You don't understand. I rarely get sick. I only get a flu, maybe, or even a cold, every so many years. Let me finish. Every so many years, okay. And when I do get them, I usually heal very quickly. This is the first year, and I can remember in a long time where not only did I get really sick, but it's taken me over 2 weeks to get better.
Wait a minute,
But that's a lot of people around here. My mother-in-law got the flu before I did. I'm the last one. I was the last one to get it, but we were all recovering very slowly. It wasn't just me.
Your kid goes to school from home. You work from home. Who the hell leaves the house that actually can get?
We came back from Florida. It could have been a weather change.
That's your problem right there.
And then we were in a house of people that were already sick during Christmas while we were gone. So we come back, it's all in the air. We were coming back to it.
I don't know.
Probably that's why. I don't know. It could be a combination.
Belinda's
but I'm finally getting
sick.
better. I'm finally eating again,
Belinda's sick.
Of you.
Yes.
No kidding. I'm joking. Love you.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
Yeah, right.
I had to say that. Sorry.
Oh, man. Oh. I am so going to get rid of Belinda in 2019.
You can't. You love me too much.
Yeah. Well, I'll love you when you stop sending viruses my way over the airwaves. I can just hear it through my.
Well, it's not any fun. Otherwise.
I know. I don't. Oh, ew. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Trust me.
Oh, jeez.
My daughter got the Lester case of it, so I'm glad that she's not suffering the same way I am.
There you go. No, it literally is everywhere. I just went through. It was funny because just before the holidays, it was the 23rd of December. I put my back out and I had a sinus headache, so I had to take Advil cold and sinus, but I can't take any anti-inflammatories for my back pain because the Advils are anti-inflammatories. So it was like, do I suffer through the sinus pain, or do I suffer through the back pain? And the snowstorm was coming for the night of the 24th, and it was like, oh, what a nightmare. Oh, I looked like a zombie shoveling. I had kept my back very straight, and I just shoveled. I told my daughter, I'm just gonna use the scoopy bucket, and so I can keep my shoulders straight. I don't have to bend down, and so I got through it. But oh, what a dilemma trying to get through all that. And I got through it, but that's got to be the worst timing ever. Sore back, head cold, and having to shovel snow.
Hey, at least you weren't in bed for 3 days with 103.5 fever.
I had 103.6 and a half. No, I don't know.
Okay, jeez.
I don't know.
It's not a contest.
Okay.
No, but I thought I was dying. That's how bad I felt.
Yeah, there you go. So what? No, we can't ask about Christmas stuff. We're done Christmas stuff. We're on to New Year's. What's your New Year's resolution, Belinda?
I don't do resolutions because they're a bunch of malarkey. I just do what I'm supposed to do every day of the year.
I have to stop.
So why should it be a special occasion?
What is it?
It's to get everybody to redo their websites to make sure that they're actually compliant with the new laws for ADA. Because if I can get everybody to do that, then I make more money.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so
Let's think about this. Why have a New Year's resolution when most of them are going to be broken, right?
No,
And why
mine
should
is
it- why
never
should it
going to be
take-
broken. I'm trying to get people to realize they need to get it compliant with the laws.
And
They're
then
going
why?
to get
And
sued
then,
by the government.
yeah, but then here's the other thing. Why does it take a New Year's resolution to do what you should be doing anyway?
well,
I agree.
I think people need a date for things. Why don't we just give gifts to each other all year long? Why do we have to wait till the 25th of December?
Well, because we can't afford to do it all year long. That's a little
No,
different.
but no, that's not true. I can find something. I can say to what do I have? What do I have? What do I have? What do I have?
I mean, I get my daughter gifts all
My
year.
wife needs a screwdriver. Here, honey, I just bought you a brand new screwdriver. You know.
I mean, I buy my daughter clothes and stuff when she needs it, but still.
Here, honey, here's a screwdriver with dog hair all stuck. What is wrong with my screwdriver? What was my dog doing? No, but John Brewer said it the other day. He said it was neat. He would find something, he'll buy it and leave it on his kid's pillow with a little note saying, "I love you, son. I bought you something." Leaves it on the pillow. Kid comes home, sees it. It's like, "Oh wow, I got a gift." I find that's better than having to wait till the 25th of December to see what you get for gifts.
Well, of course, I give my
Yeah.
daughter gifts all year long, but I just don't go out and
But we should for
you know.
everybody, not just your daughter, but whoever we buy gifts for. You know, I appreciate my wife, my daughters. I
Of course, my husband. Yeah.
I appreciate my neighbor because he comes and does my driveway. You know, why don't I give him a gift? I'm saying I'm at fault with it too. You know, we should do this on a regular basis. We should be more social with each other.
Well,
as
without
opposed to
going into religion, okay?
yes, please.
The holidays weren't supposed to be about gifts; they were supposed to be about the birth of Christ
Let's not go
and
there.
all that. Anyway, the gifts were more commercialism.
Yeah, I know
to
that.
begin with.
I know that. And I'm if I didn't have a family, a daughter, and wife, I would never celebrate Christmas. Completely would not do it because I don't believe in that. I have to go to a store and buy a gift for somebody. I got discouraged from it way back when one of my aunts looked at what I got her, and she turned into her person and says, "I could have got this for $2 at this other store, and I paid $20 for it." And that's what discouraged me from this whole gift buying thing. People are looking at the value, not what was given. That really.
Well,
discouraged
yeah,
me.
that's understandable.
Yeah, but that's a whole topic that we could talk about. That gets that gets into a whole bunch of stuff. But New Year's resolution, like for me, and I'm trying to hold to it, is to stop swearing. It's to cut down on the swearing. You know, I've been catching myself doing it, and I think this whole show, I don't think I swore once.
Not bad.
You know?
Well, that's good. I'm proud of you.
You see, so there you go. So New Year's resolution. You know, I think if you have a New Year's resolution, I think again it's just a social event. But if you fail at it, well, you should look at it and say, why did I fail at it? You see, and I think people take some are too big. You know, I'm gonna stop smoking. Yeah, it's a huge undertaking. You know,
It took me having kids not to smoke anymore.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, you know, and that's a huge undertaking. I find something smaller to use it as a resolution, a New Year's resolution, and go with something smaller that you can achieve. They're like, I'm gonna climb a mountain. I can't get over the curb at the end of my driveway. You
I mean,
know?
don't get me wrong; it was still the Lord that helped me, but it took me having kids to want to motivate me to, because I'm very pro-life, so I feel like any drug or any drink or anything that I would do with the baby,
hold on, I gotta ask this.
with the life I'm talking with the life inside of me, is very dangerous. I know some people take that chance, and I'm not judging, but I just couldn't do that. I couldn't do that, and that right there was all I needed for motivation.
Cool, Josh. What are you gonna say?
So I gotta ask this question. So anytime somebody says they're pro-life, I gotta ask this question because usually it's funny as hell when they answer back.
Well,
Do you
pro-life
believe
is not
in the death
funny.
penalty?
What?
Do you believe in the death penalty?
No, I don't.
Okay, so then most people that are pro-life are pro-death penalty for some reason.
Well,
Like, how
I
can
can't
you be
answer why
pro-life
they
and
are.
still be death penalty?
No, pro-life to me means pro-life all the way. So
There you go. See, I agree with that. But when it's amazing how many people say they're pro-life and are like, "Oh no, yeah, I agree with the death penalty." I'm like, really?
a lot of people that go to the death penalty. I could be wrong, okay, but as far as the death penalty, they may not be suffering as long as you think they are. It doesn't bring back the person they killed.
Mhm.
And then it's like somebody who bombs an abortion clinic. Well, they're just as bad as the abortionist. They're a murderer for bombing the place. Hello, common sense.
And being a libertarian, we hear the stats all the time. 9% of people on death row have had their cases either acquitted or their charges dropped down because they found out later that they weren't actually the person that did the crime. If we have 9% population that have death row inmates that have been acquitted, that's insane.
I know I know some people.
How can you say that we should be killing people when you got 9% overturned convictions? If you got in a car wreck 9% of the times you hit the street, they would recall the vehicle.
Yeah,
I heard that some people get killed off because of the overpopulating prisons, which is still wrong. But a lot of people, though, I mean, I'm not saying that it should be tit for tat or anything, but if you really want to punish somebody for a crime that they actually did do, just hypothetically, wouldn't it be more punishable to be in prison day in and day out than just killing them?
Neither. The Netherlands have a rate of a murder rate per year of less than 1%. In a 10-year span, they had one murder. And when the people are sentenced to prison, they're sent to an island of rehabilitation. It really is an island off the Netherlands where they're sent to, and there's no bars, there's no guards. The guards are dressed as normal people, and they're taught to farm. They're taught to make their own milk, their own butter, the whole nine yards.
Actually, it's set up more like a barracks in a military base.
Yeah.
They kind of have their own. They have their own stoves to cook in and everything.
Yeah, they got their own places. And what
like an apartment, basically.
Yeah, and what I really like about it is the fact that when they're told to leave, for example, a person does a 3-year life sentence, a 3-year sentence, they're told, okay, you're done, you have to leave. They request to stay on the island because they have their life set up now. They have their gardening set up. They're able to farm. They're able to do all sorts of stuff. Whereas. Sorry. I'm just trying to correct one little thing.
See you. I'm out of here.
That's it. That's the way.
Unless they got the conjugal visits.
That's it. It's like what? I can get women.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there is rehabilitation that we could be doing instead of disincarceration.
I agree.
Well, I mean, there are some criminals that can't be rehabilitated.
That's not true.
Well, I'll give you the stats when I was in prison.
Psychotic ones that are born that way?
Yeah, well, that's a different story.
I'm talking about real extreme cases.
Yeah, I know, but you're never going to get,
I wouldn't say give them cable TV. I wouldn't say treat them like they're kings. But those that can be rehabilitated, put them up in like a homing type situation where they could learn a skill,
Personally, I think there's a good place for some of those people. I think there's some of the people like that there's a place we can put them that they would fit in perfectly, even in society. And as surprising as it may seem, I mean, and it's like I tell everybody, for every illegal job that's out there, there's a legal job that does the same exact thing, and somebody gets paid for it. And I mean any job. You can name any illegal crime out there, and there's somebody that's getting paid to do it legally.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be mean and cast out anybody, because it may not be their fault that if they're born mentally something. I'm not talking about people like that. I'm just saying that if there's a way we could fit every type of criminal to the best of their ability, then I'm all for it. That's what it comes down to.
And that's what I was about to get at. When I worked at the prison, the stats were 80% of people on work programs would return within 3 years. 80% of people who were on education programs never came back. So we have an 80% chance of getting rid of all the crime returns if we just stop sending them to jails and work programs and instead send them back to school.
Yeah, some criminals use the system to make it look like they're rehabilitated. They go out and do the crime again, but you only have so much control over that. But we should at least offer them the opportunity.
The statistics have proven if we educate them, they're less likely to reoffend.
That's what I mean. If you give them the opportunity, the rest is up to them.
Yeah. But we never do.
There are some people that are just psychotic. They're mentally ill. That's a different story. You can't do anything about that unless you're talking about medication. Unless they take their medication, it's a whole different story. But mostly,
and if they get off their medication, you end up with a scenario like Nelson.
Yeah, that's it. I have to pay. I have to pay people to come on the show to talk to me. But there's a lot of
By
people.
the way, you haven't paid me
Your
yet.
chick's late, by the way.
Kidding.
Yeah, well, I'm going to get around to that later on. But there are a lot
We're
of
going on strike.
there's a lot of people who are in prisons who can be rehabilitated and put into the workforce and, like Josh says, educated. There was a person that was homeless. They put him into a program and said, "Here, we're going to give you an apartment. We're going to give you spending money. We're going to get you on your feet." And when the social worker came around, they said, "Well, why is your apartment so cold?" And he says, "Well, I don't know how to turn the heat up." They didn't know how to use a thermostat. Never did, ever. The kid, it was from a kid. He was homeless as a kid, and when they stuck him in this environment, he was uneducated. He didn't know what to touch or what to do or how to use it. You know.
Oh,
Yeah,
poor guy.
now there's an interesting case. There's a YouTube channel where this group did something very similar. They grabbed a homeless person, got him a suit, went out and got him a haircut, everything, and then they got him an apartment, paid for it,
Yep.
and then they got him an interview and everything, and got him a laptop. I mean, the whole works, man. And now the guy is no longer homeless.
That's right, but he was
Because
educated.
but they also stayed with him and showed him how to use the computer, how to check emails, do stuff like that. They basically, showed him what he needed to do, and he got it done.
That's right. He's been rehabilitated. He's been educated.
Yeah.
I feel bad for mothers that had to kill, and I'm not for killing, okay? I'm not. But if they were, defending themselves because their husbands were going to kill them, but they were the ones that ended up in jail, whether the husband was still alive or not, and battered women, and I feel bad for them because now some of them are lucky enough to go to a prison where they do offer some, resources for them, but some of them aren't that lucky, and so they're getting punished for trying to to save their own lives, and self-defense, and I'm not talking about the ones that say it and they actually did kill their they had it premeditated. I'm talking about the actual real cases, and but we need to do more. That's another reason to get more resources into jails, because of people like women or men even. I'm sure there's men out there
The
that
number
have
one
that.
problem in America, at least, and I'm sure it's in other countries as well, is the second you're arrested, even though, and it's funny because most Americans nowadays have a problem with cops, even though they still believe them. And so, so the second you get arrested, they immediately think you're guilty, regardless.
I always used to love my neighborhood cops because they looked out for me, and it's just
Most
like
of them
serving
still
in
do.
the arms. You thank people for their service, but there's so many crooked cops today. And now where I live in New
There's
Jersey,
more crooked cops today than there was 100 years ago. The difference
Right,
today is we have technology to show it off.
well,
That's
here's the
only
thing though.
difference. So today, what you're seeing is a few bad apples in each department, or a few bad apples in a lot of certain departments, like Chicago, for example, which is one of the corruptest departments out there. But when you have a corrupt department, you're going to have corrupt officers. If you have most police departments are not corrupt for the most part, and yes, you do get the bad apples from time to time, but the majority of them are actually trying to do the job the way it's supposed to be done. You get the others that aren't, but the biggest problem today that I see isn't the police officers, it's the fact that the lawyers are suing everything that they do, and therefore they have to do stuff that they normally didn't do back in the day. Like if you were drunk in public 10 years ago, we would sit there and find you and say, hey, look, you're drunk, you need to go home. And you got anybody we can call to come get you? Okay, they'd come and pick him up. Have a nice day. Get him out of here before he goes to jail. All right, have a nice day. He's gone. Now, well, as much as I would like to let him go, I can't. Even if his ride's right there, I can't let him go, because if they take him home and he goes out in the middle of the street and I've already called it in, and he ends up walking in the middle of the road and gets hit by a car, they're going to sue me for not taking him into jail.
But here's the thing too. Like, I know there's bad and good in every group. I get that. But like, I come from a small suburban town, and I live in another small suburban town. It's a little bit bigger than the one I came from. In Pennsylvania, where I live, most of the cops were nice. Okay, here in New Jersey, in the South New Jersey, where I am now, you might have a couple nice cops, but a lot of them are like obnoxious or just very, jerky. And so it
And the
breaks my heart. It
upside,
just kind of,
I
it
think
just hurts, you know.
one of the reasons I think for that jerky attitude you're hearing is when you, and this is from being in that field for a while, we tend to become, we kind of have to be jerks sometimes because people aren't answering questions the right way. They're not listening to what we're saying. And you kind of have to turn that way because of what people's response is to what you're doing. And the other thing people don't understand is, they may be a jerk to you that day because they just got done, fighting with two people that tried to kill them just now.
I was going to say, I don't even get in trouble with the law.
Yeah.
And the only time I've ever dealt with a cop is like asking directions or how are you doing? I mean, when I worked at McDonald's as a kid, I always was very courteous to the officers, got them their free coffee or, whatever we gave them. And, I mean, and I never had a problem. And I understand we all have bad days, but it seems like I run into some of the same cops sometimes, just, walking in the neighborhood. And it's the same guy that he's acting like the same jerk. It's the same thing every day. So I'm thinking it's him, not that he had a bad day.
It could be that is his attitude.
Yeah.
Then they got the cops that are really good and they're not, they don't want them to be good. It's just the way it is.
I just wish we had more nice cops around here because I really do appreciate their service. I really do.
And I'm not familiar with the ones out here too much, but I haven't heard anything bad here yet. I did, when I was in Chicago, of course, they were completely corrupt almost. It depended on which department you were in. Now, luckily, I was in the suburbs, and the division I was in didn't have a bad police department, but Chicago did. If I got pulled over in Chicago, I would have probably been the asshole that you see on YouTube recording everything because I would have been worried that they would plant something on me.
Oh, yeah. And that's another thing, too. Some people are going overboard with the recording like they're a victim. I won't go into it because I'm not going to get into this.
Well, that's a libertarian thing, unfortunately. Yeah. I think that's, and some of the libertarians take it too far.
Yeah, so you have both sides that can take it too far.
Well, it's like anything else. I'm a libertarian, and I believe if you get pulled over, act like you're a normal person. Stop acting like an idiot.
Yeah.
Don't sit there and say, well, you don't have the right to do that and this. Look, here's my shit.
Or the race thing. Oh, he's white on black. Yeah.
Here's what I'll tell anybody. They don't really. Here's the thing I always mention to people. We don't know what color you are in the car.
Right.
Because when it's nighttime, your windows are blacked out, or you don't have lights on in your car half the time where we can see shit. So the reason we're pulling you is because you made some kind of infraction or you have some kind of malfunction in your vehicle.
Right.
Now, when we get to the window, our what you say and what you do is how we're going to interact with you. If you act like an idiot, we're going to be treating you like an idiot.
No, I had cops pull my husband over for having long hair, and there was nothing wrong. They pulled him over thinking he might have marijuana just because of his appearance, which is wrong. But you know what? He was very polite. He was very courteous. He let them do their job, and then we were on our way. It burned us up. It upset us. He could have snapped at him, but he didn't. He had every right to, because it was stereotyping, but he didn't. I'm half Lakota.
I'll be honest. Everybody has a stereotype they like to target.
I'm half Lakota and half Rican. Okay, and you don't see me calling the race card.
No. It doesn't mean that it's a race card. I mean, some people have a different stereotype. Like, I believe that probably 99% of all politicians are criminals that should be in jail. But
I agree on that. I agree on that.
But that's just me. Maybe it's discriminatory, but hey, if you're
no politics, there is crooked. No, even Donald Trump.
We got a user on the chat side right now on Twitch saying, I hate the cops in my area. They're all pigs.
I understand.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's crooked on both parties. I mean, even Donald Trump will admit to that.
Yeah. Well, Donald Trump's a whole other issue.
I know, but I'm just saying he even admits to it. I'm saying he's even outing it. So you can.
Probably belongs in jail.
Guys, should we do the 8-hour stream now?
Hey, whatever floats your boat.
Ooh. A lot of methane.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I'm not even white, okay? And if a cop pulled me over, I'm Puerto Rican Lakota. You.
You're
Anyway,
not
you
white.
know
I
that.
don't know if I want to talk to you anymore. I can't associate
Anyway.
myself with people like you.
Anyway, though, but I speak proper English. I'm not speaking like I'm from the hood. No offense, but you know,
You don't know.
what you talking about? You don't get all over my grill like that. Anyway, so
Oh my lord.
yeah, don't get me started. So basically, yeah, but I mean, I'm not. If a cop, let's say I was driving, okay, and a cop pulled me over, I'm not going to be one of those people that get out the camera for YouTube and call out, hate crime, cop is, bothering me, or go looking for trouble. Do you watch half these videos? Yeah, some of them are real victims, right? But you see a lot more of them are it's almost they're egging the cops on because they want to pull out the race card, because they want that, that attention, and they want to pin it all on the cop when the cop was just doing their job and they weren't doing anything wrong. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You can have it both sides.
Yep.
Yep.
I agree.
Yep.
And what about now? Here's an interesting case. I mean, since it's in the gaming community board here, let's go.
Let's
Yeah, I
let
don't
them
know.
know.
Well, no. You probably remember this one. There was a gaming argument a while back, about a few weeks ago, where the guy swatted the guy, and the police ended up killing him.
Yeah.
And now they charged the guy who swatted him with the murder. And I'm like, wait a minute, he didn't shoot the guy.
But
false information that led to the killing. But
he
cop made the wrong judgment call because the guy didn't have a weapon.
yeah,
That cop should be in the one in hot water.
not based on the information that he was given. That's the thing. They were giving a lot of information
But
about.
no, look, if he's just because you're reaching for something doesn't mean I can pull the trigger. I have to see an actual weapon.
Yeah, you know what though? In all fairness, there's times. Now I'm not saying this is one of those cases, but there have been other cases like where it's dark out, and yeah, you could say, well, it's all a reason not to pull out your gun and shoot until you're sure. But then there's other cases where, yeah, but what do I do if he pulls his gun first?
Well,
and
I
I
was
was not
wrong,
to pull out
you
your
know,
gun and shoot. So there's
I
a
agree
no-win
with that.
situation.
Yeah,
But then there's
but
other,
he didn't even have anything in his hand. I mean, there was nothing in his hand at all. That's the catch that bothers me. It's like, at least if he had like a cell phone or something like that, or something metallic in his hand, and he pulled it out, yeah, dude, you might get shot if you got a bunch of guns pointing guns at you.
Because this guy
But
was.
he had nothing.
This guy just didn't know what was going on. He was all like, oh, "Why are you at my door? What?" And then he was like, "This can't be real."
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Nasty.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then that led to this, and then that happens. Yeah.
And now we're here now debating whether to do the 8-hour show now or in 2 weeks.
Well, I would think you want to be prepared ahead though. Have like your food and water ready and.
Oh yeah. I'm not kidding. I'm gonna
Yeah.
my little table here. You guys see this little table here? Where all my junk.
You
on
just
it?
have to make sure that the
Get a
you just have
good
to make
night's
sure
sleep.
that
I'm gonna have my coffee maker up there. I'm gonna have the cream and sugar all ready to go. I'm just gonna turn.
Okay, I was about to say, because you don't want to have the two apple juice bottles next to each other, and then, because you can
jeez.
mistake the one that you're using the bathroom in, and the other one
Well,
doesn't
I'm
go well.
not gonna mistake this one for an apple juice.
Well, I'm not trying to be crude, but one time I was at Bob Evans and we had this
Oh, that's
host.
nasty, man.
This like 20-year-old kid, Ryan, that would always show us to our table because we were regulars every weekend, and he always was a goofball. So one day I decided to play a trick, and I had one of the waitresses give me an apple juice bottle and one of their cups.
I'm glad we're on Twitch and not YouTube anymore.
And I ran to the I went to the bathroom. I came out. I said, Ryan, here, have this. I couldn't go anymore, and I put down the cup, and he like freaked out, and for like 10 minutes until he decided to like he was debating whether he was going to put up to his nose or not, or even see if it was real. It was so freaking funny. I didn't mean to be gross. I just wanted to play that one trick on him.
I would have called your bluff. I would have drank it.
I actually I thought about doing it afterwards when it was too late.
Yeah. Hey.
I thought, that would have been perfect topper.
I'm gonna have my coffee maker, my cream, my
She said,
sugar.
"What's wrong?" Drink it up.
I'm gonna have the coffee maker, the
apple
cream.
juice.
I'm gonna have the coffee maker, the cream, the sugar, and my 2 bowls.
They're bigger than your real ones.
Yeah.
Anyway, no kidding. I'm joking. Sorry. Anyway,
Thank you, my little Christian extremist.
I'm not extremist. Anyway,
That's not
but,
what that's
no, but
that's not what everybody says in Skype.
I don't really give a crap what everybody says in Skype.
Yeah, I don't either. We're on Twitch. We don't like Skype.
So, but no, but the
Yeah.
the thing is that I would do the 8-hour show now, but wouldn't you want to make sure you're like well rested? Because what if we're good now and in 3 hours we're already run down? I mean,
Yeah,
you're not prepared.
run down, triggered, and pissed off at each other. No, we can't leave. We got
I'm
5
still,
more
I'm
hours.
still, we're still recovering, so just remember that.
Yeah. Okay. We'll schedule.
I mean, I'm very talkative now.
You know
but,
what? I'm curious on how would a
still.
swatting call work in a small town? I mean, it would
Oh,
take like
I listened to I listened I listened to the live recording of it, and the person called 911. There is a recording under on YouTube under the channel Just Police Videos. He has the recording of it, and it's a 911 call where the person says 911. How may I help you? He goes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we all heard the call because they aired it all over here.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But the guy sounded so blah. It's like if I'm about to shoot and light my family on fire, I'd be like, "Someone get over here now! I'm gonna do this." There'd be more emotion in my voice, not just.
You'd be surprised. Not
Yeah,
everybody
you might
has that
be
emotion.
psychotic or something.
A good point of that. I actually was. I mean, I'm a former paramedic. One of the things I did one day is we had a trauma call, and I had a case where the guy got hit by a vehicle, and we were calling in a helicopter. I'm on the radio, and I sit there and said, hey, we need a medevac out of here at such and such address. And because I was so calm, the dispatcher asked me 3 times over the radio, do you need this? Did you say this? Did you say that? And I'm like, yes. Why are you arguing with me? Just send it.
Right.
But they, because the last time I heard somebody on the radio that said that same thing, they were freaking out on the radio like you were just talking about. They were panicking, and they were on the radio panicking.
A couple years ago.
But because I'm autistic, I don't have that emotional response. And people freak out when they're like, wait a minute, he didn't just say he needed a helicopter for a trauma case. No one could be that calm.
When I hit the person with my truck a couple years ago, I remember the impact. I don't remember getting out of my car, but when I had my phone right away and I was trying to dial 911 and my phone's doing this, I was shaking so bad. I didn't know that here in Canada, if you dial 999999999, it will automatically dial 911.
Well, you might have been in shock.
I was.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's another
I
example.
was shaking. I could not hold my phone.
I've been in one car accident. I didn't get hurt, but I was shaky.
Oh, you're the
And
one you're the one in the video where the person goes bump and she's all like, ah!
No, actually, I was just shaking and shock and very quiet.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
It only happened to me one time, and that was like back in 2002.
Jay was with me yesterday, and I went down this little back lane that curves, and it curves up into the parking lot of Costco. There's a little incline, and it's all ice. I go to turn, and my butt end of my truck did a 180 on me. It went all the way around me. And he goes, how do you guys stay so calm? And I said, rule number 1, don't panic. 2, don't touch the brakes. Just get off the gas. Let it do its thing. Breathe, and he's like, he goes, I would have hit the brakes. Yeah, you would have hit the brakes, and you would have went like this, and it's like people just freak out so bad, so quick when they get in the smallest little accident. It's like, oh, geez.
Since we're talking about accidents, I'm going to post a thing in the Zoom room, and you can post it on Twitch there so people can see it.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, lordy.
Oh, it's funny, man.
So I really want to see if it grows.
Oh, yeah, it's hilarious, actually.
You'll have to go to the
It's
link.
funny.
You'll have to go to the link, Belinda. There you
I
go.
mean, it's not gross or anything, right?
No, it's funny.
All right.
It's actually cute. You
Yeah.
like it.
Is there any audio with it, or
No, it's just a Giphy. It's a GIF file.
it's a GIF file? There you go. Okay, cool.
There's no audio with it.
Yeah, I
But it is pretty funny.
I got it showing. Did I just do it? I think I did. Okay, thank God I didn't do that. Okay, cool. Phew, there you go. So yeah, I got it playing over and over again. And it's like, hey, and bumper falls off and everything. Oh Lord.
I just thought it was hilarious.
is.
The kid's trying to back up the car.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, I watched the guy the other day back up a box truck. He's on the passenger side. He's going, come on, back up. After a while, the back of the truck is passing the guy, and he's like, back up. And sure enough, they hit a tree. It's like, dude, You got to be behind the truck to see what you're backing up into. But if you got a guy, now the driver won't trust that guy ever again. Oh jeez, you get these people that a lot. I used to drive a 6-wheeler with a trailer and a bobcat, and I get these people going, "Yup, come on," and I don't even look at them. You know, I need to look at my mirrors and trust what I'm backing up into. But needless to say, I have already once backed right into a telephone post with the 6-wheeler, with the dump truck. I backed up. The telephone post was right in the middle of the back of the truck, and I didn't see it at all. I backed up, and all of a sudden, bang! It's like, oh God, does that hurt? Those things are solid. Yes, I did. Cricket.
Mhm.
There we go. Get some cricket sounds, Josh. I need some cricket sounds. I can just click on and play cricket sounds.
I wish Zoom had like Google Hangouts had with the sounds in the background.
Yeah,
That
but
was so fun.
I'm gonna go get on Linux, Ubuntu. I can have this keyboard. And where's the other one?
So why don't you put the sounds on the keys, man?
No. And this keyboard. I can put both keyboards on Linux at one time. I'm working on getting it set up. So I have my main keyboard and I have another keyboard as a macro keyboard. I'm looking into this. Windows, you gotta get a special keyboard that has special keys. On Linux, you can take a second keyboard, program it as an input device, and you don't need to touch the first keyboard. But this whole keyboard, with its shift key and control, you can control every function on it as a macro, as playing sounds, doing functions in Paint. You can have it. You can have it like Belinda would love it if she wants to say, "Hey, welcome to the group." Control A. You know, welcome to the group. It just
That's cool. Yeah.
And I didn't know about that, so now I'm working on getting it to work properly.
You mean your keyboard doesn't have macro keys
No, I don't.
built in?
No.
Oh my God, dude, you're outdated.
Why am I outdated? I just didn't get it with it. I just
I
didn't want it.
know.
Well,
Yeah, I have
Snapchat.
18
The Snapchat has more of the emoticons
Here we go with Snapchat again.
than Google Hangout. But is there a way that you can make as many like as you want for your own personal chat, like we were talking about before?
Oh no, but this would just be me only. This on my
oh.
computer. I would play the sound on my computer, and that would be it. You know.
Oh, darn!
No,
I want us all
I-
be able to do that.
For that, we'd all have to get together, contact Zoom, and say, "Zoom, get your act together and start making changes the way we ask." And you know.
No, I mean like if we were going to make our own chat thing,
Well,
like we talked about.
I've been working on. I do want to do that. Yes.
That's the reason I mentioned Snapchat as an example.
Yeah. Oh no. That's,
Because they had even more to choose from
Yeah.
than Google Hangouts, and I thought we could even go that far.
Oh yeah. We're gonna put a whole bunch of stuff. There's a lot of stuff planned. What's coming up and coming. Hey guys, guess what? It's been an hour and a half.
I know.
Yeah, we gotta call.
Yes, what happens when you have fun?
Yeah, we gotta call it quits for today because I still gotta contact people and say, "Hey, when are you gonna pay me?"
There you go.
that
No, we gotta feed ourselves,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I got phone calls to do. Fun.
Me too.
Fun. And
Fun.
not to mention my coffee. My coffee cup's empty. I need coffee. Need lots of coffee.
Okay.
So be here tomorrow, everybody, including you guys. Be here tomorrow at 3:00 Eastern Standard Time. For those of you on Pacific Time, it's noon. Look it up. What time? It's 3:00 Eastern. We go from 3:00 to 4:00. Make sure to make sure to get a Twitch account. It's free. Follow us. We're trying to get 50 followers by the end of next month. So go ahead and follow us on Twitch for the live stream. Otherwise, subscribe, like, and comment on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. It's all listed at our website, but you can leave your comments there. Also, this show will be put up an hour later on YouTube. And we'll be here Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, I guess.
Have a good day and God bless everyone.
Like I always say, where's the button?
You had to bring the religion.